Hi guys, we want to do a kind of a recap on our fodder system. We did some videos a couple years ago when we first started doing the fodder, but we just want to kind of show you where we're at and how things have changed. You know, this is we're fixing to feed this morning, so this is fixing to go out, and it's just these are just the mats that we do. Anybody that doesn't know about fodder, it's just a hydroponic growing system. This is the roots. It's all root. There's no dirt. This is barley and sunflower seeds, but it's these racks. Every hour it feeds for about 20 seconds. This layer will water for 20 seconds. This layer will water 20 seconds. This one, and it'll go over in each rack. So we can produce about a ton a day now of fodder. It's freshly grown. We feed this year round, winter, spring, fall. It doesn't matter. The deer are getting fresh ground sprouts every day, and they really love it. I think, Nick, it's easier to check your pins.
Yeah, no doubt about it. I mean, the deer, you got 30 deer in a pen, I can guarantee you're going to have 26 to 28 of them coming running at you. And then at least the other ones are probably going to be a little standoffish, but you're still going to be able to see them because they're just the later ones to come in. So I think it helps out a lot just being able to check on the deer because they're there every day. If they're not, you know, you got something wrong.
That's right.
You know, you got to go check on them. So other than that, I think it works out really, really well. We talked about it and not too long ago. He was asking, he said, "You still think it's worth doing?" I said, "Yeah." I said, "You ain't gonna see me stop." You know, we've come out and we figured out how to do it and do it quick. The whole process from feeding it to reseeding everything, we're looking at about an hour's time frame. So, and that's one person. So, and that's for checking on your animals and everything like that. You know, to be able to check on 90+% of your animals within an hour's time frame, that's unbelievable, in my opinion. Because I know it, you know, for me to walk into a pen and go physically check on each one because they won't come to me, that's really time consuming. So it saves us a tremendous amount of time for them animals just to be able to come to us, and then us then only have to check on those couple that maybe don't come down that one day or whatever. So
this is considered a mat. This thing that I just pulled out earlier is considered a mat. It's costing us 78 cents in seed. Is that right?
Yep.
To make this mat, and it's producing about 18 pounds of feed at the end of that 6 days. It's a 6-day process, and we'll show you how it grows in that 6-day process. These are about 2,000 calories. So per animal, they're getting about 286 calories per animal on just the fodder alone. And our feed, you know, by the time we feed the fodder, feed our TMR mixture, they're running about 400 or 4,600 calories, somewhere 48, 50, 45.
Yeah, every animal's going to be a little bit,
Yeah.
but about the average is 4,600 calories
Yeah.
per deer. That's what they're eating right now.
So our TMR mixture is running about 850 calories per pound, and then this is running 286. Well, yeah, 286 per deer. So I don't know how that breaks out, but
About per pound, it's on dry matter. I think it's right around the 750 to 800 mark is what it is, if I remember right. But it's actually what a lot of people don't get is, yes, there's 18 pounds of material there. There's 2 gallons worth of water within that 18 pounds, and you know, everybody says, well, you know, that's a lot of water. Yeah, that's hydrating your animals. That's keeping them running. It's basically like forcing water down into them, which is a great thing, especially during the summertime, wintertime, when they don't want to get up and drink. They want to eat this stuff, so it's like they are getting a good fresh drink every time that they eat that, and that water goes into them very easily. And then they're also getting, you know, some really great nutrition, and it's actually a wonderful probiotic. That what we found is this keeps their stomachs working properly, and I just can't say enough about that because I mean it just does so much for their digestive tract. It speeds their digestive tract up, but on the turnaround side of it, that's a good thing. It keeps that material moving through the animal instead of it just sitting there and then trying to digest it. It lets them get things moving, keep things moving, and that's what that animal needs. So especially with the whitetail deer, because it's like we're talking 24 hours, and whatever's been digested has been digested. So we need to be able to make sure these animals, as the feed comes in, it keeps moving, it keeps getting processed, and that's what we're looking for. So this is one of the great benefits of the hydroponic fodder for the whitetail deer. Whenever they easily accept it, and that helps them digest, because not only is it when it goes into the animal, it does a couple different things, and it literally every 20 minutes we're looking at more bacteria being growed off of this than what a lot of your other materials are going to produce. So this is a wonderful probiotic.
It's good bacteria.
Yeah.
So let me show you a basket. Everybody stay put. This is kind of this is what we call a mat. This is growing out three of these mats. So we're putting about 2.5 pounds of feed in each of these mats. And this goes on the back side of the seed, not feed, sorry. This goes on the back side of these racks, and it just pushes it forward. And day 6, this is what we're feeding. So, and we'll show you from day 1 growth, day 2 growth, all the way up to day 6 growth, right here in this video. Other than that, our system is Fodder Works. We bought it straight from Fodder Works. We really looked into trying to build our own and all this, and looked at a lot of people that built their own. Everybody had trouble. We went ahead and bit the bullet and bought it from Fodder Works, and we don't have any trouble. I mean, once we figured it out, got the right chlorine in the water, and we don't have a bleach problem or a mold problem, it's really easy. And yeah,
the seed's the big thing, because it's like one of those things that your seed quality can make a huge difference on your mold issues and whether or not your mat's going to stay together. Because if your mat doesn't stay together, it becomes a pain to feed. We tried the winter wheat for it was probably 8 months, something like that. We had really good luck with it when we started, but some of the winter wheat started having issues when it got warmer, because the mold spores within the seed started sprouting, and whenever you bring them into the system, it just created even a worse situation, and the mats just went to a complete mess. So basically, long story short, we went to barley, which was our next best option, and that's what most of these systems, they were free to use, and that's the reason why, is because there's a lot less problems with mold growth. This is some seed that's coming out of South Dakota region, North Dakota region, and we love this seed that we're getting from our local distributor, and it always grows 6-8 inches tall, and 6 days time frame, and it just does so well. It produces a good seed mat and stays together really well for us. We've gotten some seed out of from even Missouri, Virginia, and all the barley seed we've used. It doesn't matter if it's spring or fall. It all grows. It just depends on how much height you're going to get out of it, but it all grows. Some of it might be 2 inches tall, but the mat's so hard you can't believe that the animals can tear it apart, but they do. They tear it apart and eat it. It ain't no problem for them. So.
This has saved us so much money. I mean, when we were paying $500 and $600 a ton for feed, with our TMR mixture and the way we're mixing our feed and the fodder, we're down to $200 a ton, maybe.
About 240, something like that.
240 a ton. So it's saved us a lot of money. It's allowing us to get those deer to maturity a lot cheaper, and
the big thing it does is actually, as you feed this, it actually replaces some of their feed that they're going to eat naturally, and they get more out of that feed. So that's a big cost savings, because for every couple pounds of this they eat, they're going to knock off a quarter to a half pound of their grain mix, which you go, well, that's not necessarily a good thing. It is, because this is actually going to provide as much nutrition, if not more, than what that grain mix is. So, and in my opinion, it provides more, especially once you get the animals started, because then
it's more digestible.
Well, you've seen it. I mean, they mow the pens now on themselves. Yeah. I mean, they go in there and they just eat. They eat all day long, eating grass, and you would never think a deer would eat grass, but they start eating and eating and eating, and they just don't stop. So
our animals are healthier because their stomach, their rumen is working, and they eat constantly all day long. So I think it's helped us with their health, welfare of our animals. They're just healthier animals.
Mm-hmm.
Bigger horns.
Yep, no doubt about it.
Y'all stick around. We're going to show you how the day 1, 2, 3, all the way through 6 process is.
Day 1, the barley and sunflower seeds are added to the fodder. Day 2, the seeds sprout and start their growth. Day 3, the fodder is grown to a little over an inch tall. 2 to 3 inches of growth on the 4th day. Really starting to grow fast. Day 5, the fodder is 4 to 5 inches tall, heading into the last growing day. The final day, 6 to 8 inches tall, and it's ready to be taken to the deer.